Hello everybody, it's Debbie with Tailored by Debbie. I have my camera backwards, so let me turn it around and go find me so I can make sure y'all can see me. We are going to be sewing today, y'all. I'm going to show you how I made my cute pocketbook. Let's refresh. Here we are. And make sure y'all can see me. All right, let's see here. How are y'all doing today? I need to see if y'all can see me. Is my head cut off? Yes, my head is cut off. Let's push y'all up a little bit. How are y'all doing? We're going to learn how to make one of these cute little pocketbooks out of a dish mat and a dish towel, y'all. Yes, my head is cut off. Let's push y'all up a little bit. There we go. That's better. Hey, Judy. Hey, Aunt Judy. Hey, Lois. Hello, Denise Bertucci Gross. How are you? Let me mute my thing. Okay, guys. This is going to be fun. We're using a dog leash for the straps. We're going to be using hair ties for the little button holder thing. So let me pull some of those off. For this one, let's see. What do I do with that bag? I think I need my other ones for this one. Hold on, y'all. Hold, please. I got a different color, I thought. Well, toot fire. I've done lost it. I swore me I had another color, y'all. Maybe I'm going crazy. Oh, well, we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. I probably will use this lighter color one right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Hey, Diana. Hey, Tracy. How are y'all? Y'all, I hit the jackpot at TJ Maxx. I'm going to scoot over. Can y'all see all those dish towels and dish mats I bought from TJ Maxx? Can y'all see that? I'm going to be doing a reel later to show y'all what all I found. But they have the most adorable dish towels and dish mats. Look at these two together, y'all. Look at this. So that's what we're going to do. Let me go ahead and tear these apart. And they're not that expensive. You can get 2 dish mats for $7.99. I hope y'all have TJ Maxx near y'all. I hope y'all have a TJ Maxx. 2 of these dish drying mats, and you only need 1 to make the pocketbook, y'all. You can make a tote bag using 2 and 2, but we can make that pocketbook with 1 of these. So let's set that one over to the side. And then 1 of these adorable towels, y'all. I'm loving these towels. Look how stinking cute. I hit the jackpot as far as cuteness overload. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? It's got bunnies and flowers, and it's like a waffle cotton. I'm just absolutely loving it, y'all. Okay, so to do this is so stinking easy. I'm going to show y'all how I did it. And I don't know if we'll get all the way done in 45 minutes, but we'll probably get a lot of the way done in 45 minutes. Okay, what we're going to do first is we are going to cut our dish mat in half, okay? Hey, sister. Hey, Doodle. How are you, honey? I'm going to show y'all. Doodle, you're not going to believe the adorable dog dish mat I found, sister. Hey, Patty. Hey, Sharon. How are y'all doing? Welcome on in. Hello, LaVon. I knew I missed some people, and my Carol Ann is in here. My Auntie D is in here. Hello, hello. Lisa Siders is in here. Hey, everybody. Lois. Did I forget anybody? I hope not. Okay, guys. Let's see. I guess I should tell you the size of this. This dish mat. Dish mat is 15 inches by 20 inches. And the towels are, I don't know. They're bigger anyway. The towels are bigger than this, so that's all we need to know, right? Okay, let me go ahead and cut this in half. We're just folding it in half to find where the center is. And then we're just going to cut it in half. Nothing fancy, okay? Just cut it in half. And these dish mats already have all that nice padding in it. When you cut it, you can see that little foam padding. All right, we're going to cut the tag off. Let's cut that tag off. And now what we're going to do, we're going to lay them on top of each other. Try to line them up as best we can. And then we're going to cut this edging off because you don't want that on there. You just want the fabric and the stuff that's stuffed in the middle. So cut that off. And I'm doing them both at the same time, y'all. Easy peasy, right? Okay, then we're going to do this one. Just going to cut that edging off. And this is kind of getting the shape and size of our pocketbook overall. Okay, now down here, it's kind of rounded off a little bit. So I'm just going to cut straight across. Just going to cut straight across. Try to keep them together, y'all. Just cut it straight across. And that will kind of judge how big your pocketbook's going to be. Okay, now we need to take our other towel. Hello, Lisa's Pretty Little Things. Good morning. Hey, Pat. Jeanette. Hello, hello. Thank you for that 5-star rating, Carolyn. Hey, Robin. Hello, Annie D. Y'all, Annie D sent us a box of chocolates. Gourmet frou-frou fancy chocolates. Y'all, look at how big this towel is. It's ginormous. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're just going to come down here. I'm going to take one of these pieces and we're going to lay it down. Now we want to turn, it doesn't matter when we're cutting it, but at the bottom it's kind of got this frayed edge on this towel. I need to cut that off. Okay, I'm just going to lay it on here, and I don't want the folded edges on here. I just want the fabric. So we're going to lay it on there and just cut around it. Told y'all this is easy. Told y'all. Okay, I'm just going to cut straight across. These have like the little waffle lines, so it's a little bit easier to cut these straight across. Okay, and I say straight. It's not exactly straight, but it's good enough. It's good enough. Okay, let's cut this. And then we're going to turn it, cut it here. Nothing fancy, y'all. Y'all can do this. I'm not even using a ruler. I've got one of them round little cutter things and a cutting mat, but I know some of y'all may not have that, so we're doing it with scissors. Everybody's got scissors, right? Okay, just cut that side seam off. Just cut it off, cut it off. I don't need it. Okay, now we're going to do that one more time. And then we're going to put the pretty sides, eventually we'll put the pretty sides together. And we'll just need to make note that we have the bunnies sitting up on both once we're actually sewing it, okay? So let's put that one aside. And now let's take our other one. And we'll start from the top this time. And just kind of make sure that we're getting the bunnies in there. And that looks good. Turn it over and let's cut around it. And this is basically all the cutting we're going to have to do, y'all, as far as making this pocketbook. We're just going to make it real easy. Nothing extra. The straps is the dog leash, so we don't have to, all we have to do is cut that in half, and we'll get to that. So let's just cut around it. We could make straps out of this fabric too if we wanted to, because we got a lot of this stuff left. Ooh, I didn't cut that very straight, y'all. Let me cut this side straight. I didn't cut that one very straight at all. I cut down this waffle fabric, and I hope I got enough. I should. I should. Ooh, just barely. Okay, let's just cut that frayed edge off, and we'll just leave it at that. Cut that off. y'all can still see me because I got my camera turned around. Alright. So now what we're going to do, I got to remember what to do next. I'm still new at this, y'all. Next thing I need to do is load my bobbin on my sewing machine because my bobbin is about empty, y'all. So we're going to take the bobbin out of the bottom, and it's almost empty, so I'm just going to pull the rest of the thread that's on there off because I'll run out before we finish this bag. So I need to reload my bobbin. Well, there was more on there than I thought there was, y'all. I thought it was at the very end. There we go. All right, so on my sewing machine, to load the bobbin, I need to undo this top thread right here, and we're going to set that here. And then we're just going to kind of wrap it around that thing. Whatever that thing's called. You can do it around this thing too. I think I'll do it. This is the one you're supposed to do it on. This little thing right here. But sometimes that thing feels like it's too tight. So I'll do it the other way too. Okay, and then there's a little tiny hole in the top of these bobbins. You stick the thread up through the hole in the top right there. And then we set it over here in this little thing right here, okay? And then you want to take this and push it to the side like that. And then what I do is I just come over here and I kind of wind my thread until I get all that slack out of it. Just like that. Most of the slack. Just kind of back that up until it's kind of tight like that, and then push that over. And then when you push the pedal to sew, it's not going to work the needle, because when you push this thing over to load your bobbin, it deactivates the needle here. So you just press it, press your sewing foot, and it's going to load up. I've got this in here right. Hold on, y'all. I need to make sure it's on there right. Press it in. Okay, there we go. Let me turn that a few times. And I'm going to press the foot. And now it's going to load that bobbin. You just push it and let it roll up and down and load it. That's how you do it on my machine, y'all. And it'll stop when it gets full, or you can stop it when you think it's full. It's getting close. It's spinning, y'all. I hope y'all can see that, or most of it. Okay, there we go. Now my bobbin thread is loaded. Okay, so we can take that off and cut this. The bad thing is we got to re-thread the machine now, but that's okay. We can do it. We can do it. We're going to set our bobbin down here in the little bobbin place. Just set it down in there. And it's ready. It's ready for that part. Then I'm just going to thread my machine again. I'm going to turn it where I can see what I'm doing, y'all. I'm going to thread my machine. And then we can start sewing. Okay? All right. Let's see here. Load this in here. Oh, I almost had it. I'm going to thread it, y'all. I was going to try to get this bobbin loaded and all that before I came on. There it goes. Got it. We got it. Okay. Now that we have that thread, needle threaded, just pull that over so it's not tangled. It's coming straight down. Or is it wrapped? It's wrapped around the needle. Tootie fire. Oh, can't be having it wrapped around the needle, y'all, because it will break the thread and just keep breaking the thread. You want it to go straight in and it not be wrapped around your needle at all when you thread your needle. I always put my finger there because it helps me see where the hole in the needle is better. There it goes. I hope I got it straight in this time. Yes, okay. So now we got our needle threaded, and then to bring the bobbin thread up from the bottom, you're just going to hold this thread and you're going to hand crank the side. Make sure you've turned off the bobbin thingy over here. Hand crank it, and you're going to see it grab that thread that's on the bottom. Hang on. Let me do it again, y'all. I must not have had this in there right. It'll grab a hold. Oh, I know one thing I need to do is cut off that little piece of thread that we stuck up through that top hole. We need to cut that off, so that won't cause any tangling in here. And then reload our bobbin. Put it under that little thing and bring it right there. Okay, now let's try it again. Yes, it grabbed it. And then I just take my scissors where it's pulled it up and try to grab that little thread from the bobbin and pull. And I did the opposite of what I needed to do, y'all. Let's try that again. There it comes. Okay, then you grab hold of that bobbin thread and pull it on up out of that bottom. And now we're ready to sew. Just pull both your threads through your presser foot, and then I kind of cut them off even in the back. And then your bobbin compartment has this little cover to put on top of it, so we're going to put that there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to get ready to sew. All right, and we're going to put the like sides together, right sides together, and we are going to sew just across the top. You want to make sure your bunnies are facing up, and I want this to be the outside of my bag instead of the solid. So whatever side you want as the outside of your purse, and let me see if there's a ups, you know, if it's directional, and I don't think it is. So I'm just going to do this, make sure my bunnies are going in the correct direction. So when I flip this over to be the outside of my purse, and then this is the outside of the lining, it'll be in the right direction. So we're just going to stick this in here and sew. And I always start out with a back stitch. Let me put this here. You might, because this is so thick, you might need to take your presser foot and pull it up to get all that under there. Then go ahead and put your needle in the material and sew 1 or 2 stitches, and then back stitch to that back edge. And then I'm going to hit my back stitch button and go all the way over to the edge, and then I'm just going to sew straight across. Okay? And I'm kind of taking the edge of my presser foot and keeping that on the edge of the fabric. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at my needle or the material, other than I want to keep that material on the edge of my presser foot right here, and that kind of gives me the distance that I want from the edge of that fabric. Just sew it straight down. And y'all, if it's not perfect, it's okay. Just make sure you're getting both of the fabrics in there. Okay, sometimes you have to pull it a little bit. Get to the end and do the back stitch again. Okay, pull your needle up and cut off your threads. So we've sewn that all the way down. And now what we're going to do next, we're going to take this and we're going to flip it. Okay, we're going to take this material, and you might have to tug it a little bit. We're going to flip this, so this is going to be the outside of the purse, and this is going to be the inside lining. So what we need to do, we need to get some pins or clips, and I like to use these little clips, and I'll make sure I put them in my Amazon favorites, y'all. These little clips are easier to use than pins. They're little sewing clips, and I did buy them on Amazon. So I'm going to take this all the way down to the bottom of the purse and clip it. I'm going to clip it across the bottom, and we want to kind of tug and pull a little bit to get all that pulled way to the edge and you want to pull it all the way down here. Okay, and then just clip it. And we're just clipping it to help hold it because we're going to do a top stitch right there. And by clipping it down here, it's going to help make sure that fabric doesn't ride up too high, okay? All right, now my comments are froze, y'all. No, there they go. There they go. I'm glad y'all are talking to each other. I will go back, okay, and reply to y'all's comments. I'm just going to cut where that fabric's not even right there. I'm just going to kind of cut that off right there. Okay. And now, again, I want to try to pull. See, this is going to be the lining. So this is going to come over a little bit into the lining, and that's good. I'm not mad about that. Okay. But we want to pull it down to make sure that fabric is going to come all the way to the bottom. So if we need to stretch it and pull it a little bit, that's okay. That's what we need to do. All right. And then we're going to kind of finger press. We're going to pull this down right here and kind of finger press it. Just kind of pull it down. What you want to try to do is get that seam how you want it to look. If you want a little bit of overlap like that, and that's how I did my other one, and I really liked the way it looked. And then I'm going to turn it like this, put it in the machine, and we're just going to sew a straight line again, just straight across. And that's going to help hold this seam pretty. It's going to keep that fabric where it's not going to, keep wanting to pull it down. And again, you may need to lift this up, lift your presser foot up, because that's a lot of fabric we're sewing. It's thick. Okay, so now we're going to put the presser foot down, do a couple stitches, back stitch to the edge, and then go straight down the edge, straight down this side, top stitching. And again, I'm just trying to keep my presser foot on the edge of that fabric the best I can. This is going to make it look a lot more finished, y'all, on the pocketbook. Okay, so I'm going to sew fast. Just sew it straight across. Now, if you don't want to top stitch it, you can skip the top stitching, but it does look a lot more finished. And I'll show y'all. I'm going to hold it up and show y'all how much better that looks. See how pretty that looks, y'all, when you top stitch it? This is the front, and that's the lining. Isn't that pretty? I love this. Okay, so we're done with this one. We can unclip it now. Just unclip it. 45 peeps in the house. Y'all must like sewing crafts. I'm glad, y'all. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with this one. We just need to make sure on that top edge that we're sewing with the bunny in the correct direction. We want the bunny to be right side up. Okay, so however it is, this will be our top. However it is this way, when you flip it over, the bunny's still going to be right side up. Okay, so make it right side up for the top edge that you're sewing. And if you need to fold it in half like that to make sure you got it the right way, do that just to make sure. And then we're gonna put it up here. And this is the one I cut a little bit wonky. So I'm gonna try to stretch this material, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and pin it to the bottom over here so I can stretch this material and make it fit all the way up on the top. But thankfully this material does have a little bit of stretch in it. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. Y'all getting kind of the system here. We're doing the same thing over and over, y'all. Y'all can sew a straight line. If you can sew a straight line, you can make these pocketbooks. I promise. They're not hard to do. Okay, lift that up. Lift the presser foot up because it's thick. Get it under there. Get it under there. Yeah. Oh, I know why. My needle was down a little bit and it was catching the needle. Don't do that, y'all. Pull your needle up. All right. Go ahead and put the presser foot down. Put your needle in the fabric. And this is where I'm going to have to kind of pull. We'll have to kind of pull this over a little bit, but I think it'll be all right. Okay, 2 stitches forward, back stitch to the edge, and then sew straight down to the end, okay? Sew straight down. Stretch that fabric over a little bit and keep on going to the end. Don't sew your finger, y'all. Don't sew your finger. Okay. Back stitch at the end. Pull your needle up. Cut that off, and we got that little bit of, at least I was consistent on both, right? I cut them a little crooked on both. We're going to cut that off. Now we're going to turn it right side out again, okay? So we're going to take this fabric and we're going to stretch it and pin it down here just like we did a minute ago. Pin it across the bottom. Or clip it. I like the clips. The clips are easier for me, and you don't stick your finger with the pin, y'all. I'm so clumsy when I use these pins, these little pins, I always stick my finger and it hurts. It hurts. Hey, Kathy Branham. Hey, Monica. How are y'all? Don't you love this fabric? And y'all, these are dish towels from TJ Maxx. If you missed the beginning, I will be doing a reel a little bit later to show y'all all the pretty fabrics that I got on these dish towels and dish mats. You can kind of see a sneak peek of them right back there. I went a little crazy. But I'm getting ready to offer these to my little shops for little Easter things, y'all. I'm changing up a little bit because I think a lot of people have already bought my wreaths, you know, at my local shops, and I need to change it up and do something a little different. All right, we're getting ready to do that top stitch again. Put that needle into the material, couple stitches forward, and then go ahead and back stitch to the edge, and then go forward and sew straight, kind of keeping that presser foot along the edge, and just make sure you're pulling your material over. Okay, and go. Straight line. You can do this, y'all. If I can do this, y'all can do this. I'm not an expert sewer like my mama. And my mama, she made us clothes when we were little. And I told y'all she even made me a bikini when I was a teenager, and I wore it because it was beautiful. That's back when I was super skinny. And I was like middle school age, you know. Alright. So we're done with that now. Alright, let's go ahead. Did I do that backwards, y'all? No, I didn't. I didn't. That's right. That's where we were top stitching it. Scared me for a minute. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to open these up. We are going to open these up, and we're going to put right sides together like this. Okay, and make sure they kind of still match up, and they do. They do. Okay, but before we sew that, y'all, how much time do I have? Okay, I still got 15 minutes. I think we might get done, guys, even having to do the bobbin. See how fast it is? I promise you guys this is not hard. Ugh. These are not my fabric scissors. I gotta cut. We're gonna use this for the straps. It's a dog leash. Dollar Tree does sell dog leashes, y'all. I got this one at Big Lots because our Big Lots is going out of business. Okay, we're gonna cut that right across here. I might need my fabric scissors for this. I don't know what I might use that for, but I'm gonna keep it. All right, what you need to do is sew the edge of this so it won't come frayed. All right, so we're just going to stick this up under here and sew back and forth. across the bottom of this thing. And again, you might need to lift up your presser foot. And I'm only going to fold it over once because this is thick. Now, if it's the thin ones like the Dollar Tree, you want to fold it over and then fold it over again. So I'm going to fold it over probably 1/2 inch or so. And we're going to sew back and forth over this to hopefully keep this from unraveling up underneath where we're going to sew it on. Okay, so we're just going to make sure it's lined up as much as you can. And y'all, this part's going to be hidden inside the purse, so this does not have to be pretty. Put that thread in there and just sew all the way down to the edge. And then hit your backwards button once you get to the edge and go all the way back. Go forward again. Do it about 4 times. Okay, and then that's good. And that will just keep that from coming unraveled, because if it comes unraveled, it'll keep unraveling inside that pocketbook, and eventually that strap's just going to pull right off the bag, okay? So we got that one. Now I'm just going to go ahead and come all the way up here right before that little tag, and we'll cut that off. You can order webbing on Amazon, and I did order some that I'll be using on future pocketbooks. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and pull that out just a tad more because we're going to fold that over, cut that in half. For now, I'm using these so I can go ahead and show y'all how I do this. And I ordered some just like in black and white and tan is what I ordered. All right, we're going to do the same thing on all 4 ends of these. Hey, Sissa, how are you, honey? Hey, Carla. Hey, Lori. Welcome on in, y'all. Welcome on in. I'm sorry I'm not looking at my comments much, but I'm trying to get done where y'all can learn how simple this is. And I hope you guys are all going to go and try to find you a dish mat and a dish towel that coordinates so you can make you a cute spring pocketbook too, y'all. Or whatever, patriotic, whatever kind you can find. All right, I'm just going to sew, back stitch, sew, and then back stitch. And that's thick, so do that kind of slow so it doesn't break the needle. Okay, but that's all we did. Okay, so that one, we'll do the other end on each of these. Nothing hard, nothing fancy about this, y'all. Nothing hard about it. And I think it turns out adorable. And there's lots of things we can do to these to make them fancier, like adding zippers, adding pockets, and all kinds of stuff. But today we're just doing the basics. Okay? Because I only got 45 minutes. Same thing. I gotta be slower because it's wanting to kind of twist that needle, and I don't want my needle to break. My needle breaks, we're in trouble. Okay, because I don't know where my other needles are at this moment. Note to self, find it. Okay, so there's, and this is kind of dictating how long my straps are on these pocketbooks, y'all. Now, when you get your webbing, if you buy a roll of webbing, and again, I'll try to go put stuff in my Amazon favorites so y'all can see what I ordered. And I did order zippers, y'all. It's called Zippers by the Yard, where it's just a big roll of zipper, and you can make little zipper tabs on the end of them, so you can have zippers be whatever length you need them to be. So I ordered some of that. So I'm going to try to make zippers on some of my future ones too. And I'm hoping it's not going to be hard. I'm not real good with zippers, but when I figure that out, I'll get on here and show y'all how to do that too, okay? Alright, let's see. I'm really enjoying sewing, guys. We had that sewing challenge on Craft Around the Clock. And speaking of Craft Around the Clock, if you're not already a member of Craft Around the Clock group, be sure to join it because it's free and you can see presenters and creators all day long, okay? Alright, we're going to back stitch. Ooh, yeah, that's a lot of stuff it's having to sew through right there. But if you don't do this to the ends, it will fray and these handles will eventually fall off. Ask me how I know. The one I made last night fell off. One of them afraid, y'all. But I fixed it. I had to go back and fix it. But I don't want this happening anymore. So I learned a lesson. So I can teach y'all this before you get on here and make your first one and have the handle come undone on one of them at church in front of everybody. Last night. It happened, y'all, but it's okay. I stuck it up under my arm like a clutch and tried to hide the fact that one of the things was off. I don't know if anybody saw it or not. I pointed it out to my mama, so she saw it, and JT saw it because he was wanting me to show off my pocketbook, and I'm like, oh, I'm good, you know. I'm like, JT, of all times for you to want me to show something, and the handle fell off. I was like, I don't want to show them right now. Okay, so now what we're going to do, guys, I messed up. I was supposed to attach this, y'all, before we did this part. But that's okay. I can take this and just sew it on the inside like that once we're done. Okay. So, it's okay. It'll be all right. That's how I fixed this one, y'all. I did it like that, and it worked out okay. And I haven't fixed this side yet. See how it looks if you sew it to the dish mat before you sew them together? It'll kind of tuck it in that way. But the other way works too. Okay, so what we're going to do, since I messed up, we're just going to go on and keep on trucking, because I don't want to have to rip all those seams out. Now, you're going to leave a space in your lining to be able to turn the bag right side out. So we're putting right sides together. We've opened it up, and we're putting right sides together. And between these two clips, we're not going to sew, okay? And I don't even know that I need to clip it all the way, or clip it all the way around. I'm going to live dangerously and just sew it without clipping it, y'all. We'll see if that's a good idea or not. Now, when you're sewing this part with the two dish mats, you may want to go slow, because that's a lot of foam for that to go through. I'm just going to back that foot up to the clip. I'm not going to sew over that clip. Okay. And we're just going to go for it. Same thing. Except when we get to the end, we're going to have to turn a corner. And I'll show you how to do that. So a couple steps, then back stitch. Till we get back to that clip. Then go forward to the corner. And you want to stop when you're about 1/4 of an inch or so from the corner. And I got a little bit of overlap here. So I'm going to trim this off. No, I'm not. I'm not going to trim it off. I'm just going to sew over to the corner. I might trim it off later, but not right now. So I'm going to go to the corner. All right, and then I'm going to make sure my needle is down. You're going to pick up your presser foot, and you're just going to turn your whole project like this. And then you're going to put your presser foot back down again and sew all the way down this edge. Okay, so here we go. You don't need to backspace because we didn't cut the thread. We just turned a corner. Okay, now you want to make sure that your seams are lined up where you did that top stitching, and they are. We're doing good, y'all. So we're just going to keep on trucking. When you get to that part where the seams are kind of folded over, you want to go slow so it doesn't break your needle. And we're about there, so we're going to go slower, and it's doing good. Okay, we're just going to keep on sewing. I only got like 7 minutes, so let me speed it up. Go to the edge, turn your corner, put it down, and keep on sewing. And we're going to sew all the way around to that clip, okay? Going fast. Okay, make make sure your needle's down, lift your foot up, turn it, put it down, and keep on sewing. Okay, make sure you want to make sure these seams right here are lined up. Right there, just make sure they're lined up. Okay. If it's off other places, that's better than it being off right there. Okay. Who thinks they can do this? Who's going to try this? Okay, it's harder to go uphill on this hump than it was to go downhill on the other side, so you may want to slow it down and kind of walk it a little bit with your hand if you need to. There, until you get over that hump, okay? And then just keep on sewing. Whoop. Start with your needle down, y'all. If you try to start with it up, your machine will struggle. That's thick. Did my thread just broke. Okay, so we're going to stop. For some reason, my thread broke. If that happens, just re-thread your machine. That's not bad, y'all, for it being the first time that happened. Okay, let's get it re-threaded. The bottom's still threaded. The top one broke for some reason. I've got my tension. This is a Brother sewing machine. I got my tension on a 4, and I've got the setting on number 2, and my stitch size is about a 2 on the little wheel, just in case y'all wanted to know the settings. All right, where's that little needle hole? I can't believe my thread broke, y'all. I want to hurry up and finish this so I can show y'all the last part. How we box the corner so it will stand up. And I do it the easy way. There we go, got it. Nope. Oh, come on, thread. Quit being naughty. Quit being naughty. And don't forget, up after me, another presenter will be there. Go ahead and just refresh your page. And the next presenter will be there. I'm getting nervous now. That's why I'm having trouble. Okay, there it goes. We got it. Okay. Got it. Yes, yes, yes. Pull it down. Okay. I think I got it now. Oh, I don't know. Did that? Yep, I just need to pull it. It's wrapped around right there, but I think I can pull it through this way. Yes. Okay. Woo, y'all. Okay, and then we're just going to go back to where we were sewing, and we're going to back stitch a little bit because we don't want that to come unsewn, right? I got 3 minutes, y'all. Ugh, tootie fire. Okay. Technical difficulties. Okay, now we've got it. We're going to sew down to the bottom. Did I tell y'all like a denim needle is good to do that handles thicker fabric? So if you're in the sewing store, Walmart or whatever, look for a needle that will sew through denim. And this, I think I need to go a few more stitches. Got it a little bit longer on one side than the other, so I'm kind of looking at it. And we're going to sew down to that clip, and then I'm going to show you at least one of the corners so you'll know how to do it. Okay, we're going to stop there, back stitch forward, back stitch forward. Okay. Now to box the corners, what you're going to do, you're still going to leave it inside out. And you want to come to one of the corners, and you want to grab the material on either side of that corner, just like this, okay? and then lay it down. So I'm grabbing on either side of the corner and kind of flattening it out where this seam is laying on top of that seam. Okay, and then what I do, I lay it down, and you're going to sew, and I did 2 inches, y'all, for this size bag, so I need a ruler. I'm going to take this. You just want to make sure this seam is laying on top of the other seam, and it's a little bit hard with the stiff dish mat, but we're going to lay that down on top. Like that. This is the hardest part. And then measure in from the corner 2 inches, and then I just take a pencil and mark with a pencil where I'm going to sew my line across right there. Then we're going to stick this in the sewing machine. I've got 1 minute. I want to show y'all at least one of these corners. Okay, you're just going to stick it in here and sew right where you put that pencil mark. This is the most difficult part, y'all. And if you don't want to box the corners, you can just turn it right side out and then sew up that hole, and you can be done. Okay, you don't have to do this if this is too hard. But I like the way it looks. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and back stitch and just sew straight across. And then I'm going to turn it right side out real quick and show y'all. Even though I haven't done the other 4 corners, I'm going to show you what that one corner looks like. And you just kind of grab all this and slowly turn it right side out. And my time's up, y'all. But I want to show you that one corner. When you turn it right side out, this is going to be hard to do with this. This mat is thicker than the one I used yesterday. Much thicker. So you just carefully turn it right side out. Y'all. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. And then I'm going to show you that one corner. Okay. The corner that we boxed, see how it does? So this part of the pocketbook is now going to have that boxed corner. So you're just going to do that on all 4 corners. And then once you get the 4 corners done, you're going to come right here, turn these in like this, and then stick it under your sewing machine and sew that little hole closed. Then push your line in inside your pocketbook and sew on the handles. And that's it, y'all. Attach a button and you're done. Thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate y'all more than you know. I'll put a picture of this when I finish it over on my page, so y'all be on the lookout for that. Stay tuned for more sewing fun, y'all, because I'm loving doing all this sewing. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys. I'm going to turn this off. Let's see. Sorry if I'm making y'all dizzy.